Let me ask you all a question. What does it mean to be popular? What is popular? Well, according to Urban Dictionary, it's when a group of kids are randomly selected in a school to be the most important people without the knowledge of anybody else as to when or how this was even decided. So, should we really try to be popular? Well, I asked myself this when I was younger, and for the life of me, I could never think of an answer to this question. And I did what any other kid my age would do, and I asked my parents. So when I asked my mom, she told me that it's not something I need to worry about right now, and I should go on being myself. That's a pretty normal answer. But when I asked my dad, that's when I got a really interesting and unique response. So when I asked my dad this question, he sat me down, and he looked at me with a very serious face expression, and he told me, I didn't have friends, I don't have friends, I won't have friends, and I don't care. So needless to say, neither one of those answers really helped me at that point. So this all happened back when I was in my previous school. And you might be wondering how this school was. And in a nutshell, it was a pretty great place. So things were very difficult for me, like I said. I was a very shy and unconfident kid. So I kept going on trying to figure out the answer, but I could never find an answer. So what does it mean to be a popular kid? Well, a popular kid is probably someone who gets invited to all the parties, who gets selected for all the sports teams, who probably everybody wants to be around. But then there's unpopular kids. What does it mean to be an unpopular kid? Well, being unpopular means that you're not popular. And an unpopular kid probably doesn't have as many friends. They probably don't get invited to all the parties. They probably don't even get selected to all the sports teams either. And then there are the outcasts. Well, when I was younger, believe it or not, I wasn't really popular. In fact, I wasn't even unpopular. Even the outcasts wouldn't pick me. And I was in my own special group of just me. I was an outcast of the outcasts, and that's me right there. So like I said, things were very difficult for me being who I was, but everything started changing when I met my first friend. That's me, and that's my friend. It's a very realistic drawing of us. So how did this change? How did making a friend help me back then? Well, he did something for me that nobody else had done before. He empathized with me. He understood me for who I was, and he helped me get out of that isolation that I was in for such a long time. So what is empathy exactly? Well, empathy is understanding somebody else. It's trying to see what they see, and it's trying to feel what they feel, and it's trying to understand why they're behaving in such a way. But how do we empathize? Well, empathy, in essence, is a very difficult thing to do. In order to empathize, we must first try to understand the logical reasons behind why people are behaving in such a way and why they're acting that way. We need to consider the reasons behind what they're feeling, why they're feeling in such a way, how we can help them. We also need to see why they think in such a manner and what could affect them. We also need to hear them out, listen to them when they want to be heard, and we need to treat them the way they want to be treated. Now that I've explained those two, you might be wondering, why is empathy important? Why should we empathize? Well, empathy is a very important aspect of our lives. It not only helps the community around you, but it also helps you as well. It can be as little as giving you gratification and satisfaction from knowing that you helped and you understood someone, or it can be as big as it was in my case, where I was able to make a friend and actually no longer be alone. Empathy is a very important aspect in our lives, and who knows, maybe if you empathize, you might even become popular as well. But let's not empathize to be popular. Let's empathize to help and understand each other. Because in the end, empathy is the greatest gift a human being can give to another person. Thank you.